Smith, gone. I think we all saw that one coming. But this other move, Alan Barbre released as well. Just a little bit surprising. So I'm going to comment on Barbre first. You know, I really don't care about Smith. We all knew he was getting cut. But Alan Barbre, by the way, it is Barbre. I know everyone calls him Barber, but Barbre is actually the correct pronunciation of his name. So the statement from Howie Roseman on the release. That handsome man. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Alan Barbre's a pro's pro. Not only did he help the team with his solid play as a starter at left guard, but his ability to step up and play multiple positions helped us battle through some difficult situations. We had a conversation yesterday and agreed it made sense to allow him to pursue some other opportunities, but the door is open for him to return here as well. So releasing Barbre opens up $2.1 million in cap space. So, you know, as you can see, very minimal. But I must say, you know, I would have kept him. I would have kept him for depth. Now, there was supposed to be a camp battle between Isaac Seumalo and Alan Barbre and Chance Warmack, but it was announced today that Seumalo will be the starter at left guard. But behind that, you know, the reason why I would have kept Barbre is this. You know, I know there's a lot of people that are excited about the Chance Warmack signing, but quite frankly, he's been a disaster ever since he's come into the league. So I know he's back with Jeff Stoutland and all that, and my hopes are high for Warmack this season, but he's unproven, and we know what Barbre can do. So having Barbre as a backup, I wouldn't have minded that. I would have kept him. I don't think it was worth the $2.1 million. Now, with that being said, is it really that big of a deal? I mean, you do still have depth at guard if you want it. You still have Stefan Wisniewski, and you play him at left guard if somebody gets hurt. So, you know, they can do it. Honestly, don't see the hype behind Seumalo. Yeah, I'll say that. I think he's gonna be like an average player. You know, I don't see anything special about him either. So, when do we cut Aguilar? Aguilar is not gonna be cut because if you have to pay to cut him, so they'd rather just keep him on the roster. That's the way that's gonna happen. But as for Marcus Smith, okay, dude. For you to do what you did, not show up at OTAs, not wanting to show up and fight for your job, that's all I needed to know about your character, Mr. Smith. You will never, ever, ever last in the National Football League with that attitude. He quit. He literally quit. So, you know, rate the Eagles' backfield from 1 to 10. I'll give it a 7. So, all right, so he actually had the most snaps of his career last year. He had 220 snaps, had 413 total for his career. So in those 220 snaps, you know, I remember last year there were some people, there were, you know, some Marcus Smith, not that they were sipping on the Kool-Aid, they were just, you know, kind of slowly drinking it in. But some people actually thought, you know, with Jim Schwartz being in here, that Marcus Smith would pick up his play, and that did not happen. I knew it wasn't going to happen. In fact, Jeremy and I had a bet about it. Is our defensive line top 3? I would say in terms of 4-3 defensive lines, I actually have the Eagles rated as the best. So, that's, yeah. Outlook on Ron Brooks. You know, he's a slot guy, or a nickel guy, average nickel guy. But I'll say this about Ron Brooks: they missed him last year when he got hurt. Malcolm Jenkins, he struggled. He did. We kind of miss Ron Brooks a little bit. I'm not gonna lie to you. Could have used him last year. So yeah, that's about it. Is Jordan Hicks healthy? He'll be fine. I mean, like, I know he broke his hand or whatever, but he'll be fine. Do you think we have weak corners, or will they be solid? I think they're pretty weak. But maybe they become solid if some guys step up. This is a sad day for Eagles fans. Sad day. How many games do you think we will win? Now, I'm not as high on the team as a lot of other people, so I only have 8 wins, but The Cowboys corners are trash. They are. They're. I'll say this though. At least they have Anthony Brown. Like I kind of like Anthony Brown did well for them his rookie season. 8-8. Yeah, that's what I got. I got 8-8. More so because of the schedule, more than anything. I think it. See, I see. This is why I'm scared because Eagles have weak corners. They're worse than us. I think we're about the same. Cowboys corners, Eagles corners. They're about the same. But here's the thing. Corners aren't that good. You got to play the Giants, Odell Beckham twice a year. You got to play Des Bryant twice a year. Oh man, comments are just coming in too quickly. But you got so those teams you got to play twice a year. You got to play Denver, so you got to play Emmanuel Sanders and Demaryius Thomas. You got to play San Diego, Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, Tyrell Williams, all those guys. The Eagles are going to have some difficult matchups in terms of the corners having to play some guys. So we'll see. I think it's going to be a little difficult this year, man. I really do. I've said it before. I think Eagles corners are better than Cowboys. I mean, hey, listen. They both stink, okay? So it's not like we should be bragging that if the Eagles are actually better cornerbacks than the Cowboys. They both stink. The Cowboys did lose. Yeah. they did lose Morris Claiborne. I know that, like, you might laugh at that, but Morris Claiborne actually kind of played pretty well for them last year. Do you see Blunt as a 3-down back? That's hard to say. I mean, I think he can play 3 downs, but they're going to use him more short yardage, and I think our safeties are definitely better. Absolutely, for sure. Marcus goes to Washington, 4 sacks on Wentz week 1. Do you think the Cowboys were a fluke like the Panthers? Here's what I'll say about the Cowboys. I don't think they were a fluke last year, but I do think that they're going to regress this year. I don't have them making the playoffs because any talk of a cornerback trade, pick up Fuller maybe. Yeah, that Fuller was the big rumor yesterday. Damn it, what was I just talking about? We're keeping Matthews because of money as well. I'll tell you what, I wish we could trade Ryan Matthews for Kyle Fuller. That'd be great. Will Wawa give Lucky Whitehead a max contract? Probably. What if we pick up Whitehead and cut Gibson? Why do people keep saying the Giants will win the NFC East? I think we're pretty close on paper, except corners. Well, I mean, on paper, technically, I have the Eagles only a game behind of winning the division because I have the Giants and Cowboys going 9-7. I think the Giants are going to win the division, but I think the winner gets to 10-6. Even though I have 9-7 for both teams, I think the winner gets to 10-6. Marcus Smith bust. Barbre was a decent player, but with Warmack, Wiz, and Sayamala, we have the depth. We do have the depth, but I still would have kept him. Great job, by the way. Thanks, man. Anything on a trade for a linebacker so we can move Hicks to the outside? I haven't heard of anything. I haven't heard anything trade-wise. Although it wouldn't surprise me if Michael Kendricks got traded at some point. I'll just say that. So maybe that's what they do. How do you feel about Zach Gore, the linebacker? Hey, I think Zach Gore is a great player, but it does concern me a little bit that he hasn't been signed. Where's your Don Cherry film study? Giants offense is terrible. I missed that. Giants offense is terrible. I will say, yeah, you're correct. Definitely would have kept them, but saves $2 million to help for a new corner. Kendricks for missed the rest of that. Yeah, I mean, I'll say this. Like, do I hate that Barbre got cut? No, but I would have kept him. Let's trade Kendricks for his brother. Oh, I wish. Kendricks for Fuller and a 4th. Oh, man, I'd love to trade Kendricks for Fuller. That would be tremendous. We did struggle, but we are not trash. I don't know. I don't think... Hearts. I don't know, man. I don't like our quarterbacks. If we trade a pick for Fuller, I missed that. It wouldn't surprise me if they traded a player for Fuller. I don't want to trade Jordan Matthews for Fuller. Best running game in the NFC East. Well, definitely Dallas. Any new news from Pumphrey? Second biggest weakness behind cornerback. Wow. It's a good one. Maybe depth at linebacker, but I don't. Is that really the big deal? Yeah, linebacker. I don't think the starters are bad, but linebacker because of depth. Yeah, because Jordan Hicks is obviously a beast. I think Nigel Bradham is better than people think, and Kendricks is a guy I think with the right scheme he'd be a solid okay player. Bring back Kerry Williams. Help the other team so much. Yeah, definitely. So, all right. I'm going to wrap this one up. I got to write a little something on Marcus Smith. So, what happened to Tulloch? I guess they just decided not to re-sign him. Are you going to throw an EDP-type tantrum at today's news? I'm not. I'm keeping it cool. Keeping it cool on this one. What can I say? Yeah, I know what EDP's plans are, but I'm not going to say anything. Marcus Smith is a waste. Yes, he is. Seriously. That just seriously, that tells you everything you need to know about his character. The fact that he would not show up to compete and fight for his job, that told me everything. Fuck him. Jordan Matthews probably wants a new contract. I wouldn't re-sign him. He can go sign somewhere else. I'd say, too many comments. We have to hit Green Bay in the mouth to start our season right. I like Cherry and Walker. Cherry and Walker, I mean, they're unproven though, So we'll see. I don't know how much longer I can stay with no football. Yeah, it's tough right now. I have the benefit of I have NFL Game Pass, so I've been watching games from last year. I'm trying to get ready. Yeah, let's stop asking questions. My dude got to do work. Yeah, I do have to hop out of here. But yeah, thanks guys. I don't know if I'll do a video tonight. We'll see. But yeah, LeBron to the Sixers. Hey, I'll say this, man. I would love LeBron on the Sixers. I don't care about, if LeBron doesn't come, it's not organic. I don't give a fuck about organic. I want a championship. Draft a receiver and a loaded offensive draft. I want to draft a running back. But anyway, yeah, I got to go. Take care, guys. Peace.